Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for the week of November 30th. This week, you start off with the Two of Clubs, and what I'm getting off of this card is that you need to really just focus on yourself this week. Sometimes this card comes up, and I do get like the feeling that you almost need to be greedy with yourself this week, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Taking time for yourself, not if people want to hang out or whatever, and you don't, then don't. You definitely, this card is one of those cards where it's like you and yourself, and you should be with yourself and thinking. It's a thinking card, thinking things over, planning things out, even just working by yourself. I mean, this happens to a lot of water signs. It's not just Scorpio, but water signs in general do like to have their alone time. They like to be alone, away from people and all that. So if you need to separate from the world this week and do whatever you got to do, then do it. You should definitely do it because it will be beneficial. Sometimes with this card, like I said, you go within and you come up with a lot of answers to things that you need. And that's what this card is all about, like going inside of yourself for answers to questions that you have about like what you're doing, where you're going. I mean, all of this stuff comes up in the card. So we'll talk about it in a second. But next, you have the Queen of Spades. All about needing to trust yourself very deeply. Like I say, feel like a broken record on that one because this card comes up for people frequently. But the Queen of Spades is also about being kind of like a visionary, seeing things before they happen. Even sometimes not even in a psychic sense. Sometimes Queen of Spades, it's not like a psychic thing. It's more of a she's just pulling on like past experiences, and she's very good at putting things together as well from the past. So as far as making decisions in life goes, now that's like a little bit confusing, but she in like business, for example, maybe she worked for one company that was really successful and another company that was really successful, and now there's a company that's like a combination of the two things together, and it's like brand new, so she can look at that company and be like, oh, this company is going to be really successful because she knows it from the past. Same thing with like relationships. She knows like the type of person she should be with. And again, I don't attach sex to my card, so I'm saying she, but I'm talking about the card. If you're a male, you can do the same things. It's like in past relationships, she would look at two relationships, and it's almost like she can combine them, and then she comes out with a perfect person. And you could meet this person this week. This is the type of stuff that can happen under the Queen of Spades, because she's good at combining things and also just knowing. From the past, what she wants. And having said that about love, Five of Hearts comes in, which is all about the birth of a relationship, possible birth of a relationship, relationships coming in, relationship type energy, more love being available to you, can represent, it's a very, I say it's a polar card. It has two poles. On one side, it can be a card of people being jealous of you at work, which I would just ignore. Usually, it's because you're doing like a really good job, or, you're better, you get some sort of recognition. So usually there's a good reason for it, and you just should ignore it, plain and simple. For the other side of the coin here is that it kind of represents the birth of ideas, new things coming into you, any ideas you have, putting them together and creating them, all sorts of stuff. So anything about birthing ideas and birthing new things in general with this card are definitely on this week, so take advantage of that. Next, you have the Ten of Diamonds, one of the best money cards in the deck, one of the best cards in the deck, period. If you don't have a job, you could very well get a job this week. Tens require you to work, so, you're going to have to go out there and, hustle to get the job. But it does say that the jobs are there for you to take. But you just have to go do it. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were saying, oh, you said that I would get a job this week. I'm like, yeah, have you applied? And they're like, well, I applied to one place. That doesn't cut it with this card. You have to apply to like many places. And applying to one place in general, if you need a job, is not really acceptable in the first place. It's not going to work. The universe wants you to prove things. That's why people get blocked and struggle sometimes, is because the universe is like, okay, prove that you really want this, and to prove it, you just have to do it like many, many times to make it work. That's this card as well. But the good news about this card is it brings in stability into your life. It's a very stable card. So if you've been kind of like crazy ups and downs, you can experience that to not, that not happen this week. So overall, you have a really great week, I think. A lot of cool stuff. So enjoy it.